Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here today with Kathy Wen, Deputy Kathy Wen from the Becker County Sheriff's Department, and we're going to talk about crime, namely break-ins. And Kathy, it was brought to my attention recently there have been a number of break-ins in, I'd say, rural Becker County where, people fortunately were home when a stranger comes to the door and just very suspiciously asks a question, and they found out later that that very same person or something similar happened to a neighbor, and in fact they were broken into. But we're going to talk a little bit about maybe the scenario and what some of the things that can be done. If this happens to you, what are some of the things to look for if something's suspicious and that sort of thing. So what, as a Deputy at the Becker County Sheriff's Office, what have you been investigating? What are some of the cases that you've been investigating?
Recently there seem to be a lot more daytime break-ins, and that's coinciding with what you're saying about people going around and knocking on houses during the day. Just something to be aware of. Obviously you want to look and see who's at your door before you open it. If you don't know the person, it's probably a good idea to maybe open the window and talk to them, or not open the door unless it's, if you've called for the air conditioner repairman to come and he's wearing a air conditioner repair outfit, then it's probably okay to open the door for him. But if it's somebody you don't know, I'd try to do it in a way where you don't have to open your door, or if you have a screen door or something, don't open the screen door. Stuff like that. Okay.
This can happen in rural areas, this can happen in town. Have you been investigating in both types of situations?
Yeah, it can pretty much happen anywhere, at any time, during the early morning hours, during the afternoon, during the night, anytime. And a lot of times people will, if they have your phone number, they'll call your house too, and let it ring, and then they'll hear it go to the answering machine, and obviously when it goes to the answering machine they'd assume that no one's home and taking the opportunity to break in. So what I would do is make sure you have your answering machine and your phone ringer turned down, so they're not able to hear your phone or your answering machine kick in.
Oh, okay.
So that's just a tip for you too.
All right. And so if these people do come to the door, like you said, maybe talk to them through the window, or don't answer the door even, or
right.
Or call. I mean, is it a situation? At what point should you maybe call the sheriff's office or 911?
Well, most people have kind of a sixth sense, gut feeling. If you think something's not right, it's probably not, and we'd prefer that you would call the sheriff's office right away if you think something's suspicious, especially like if you've never seen, if it's a strange car, or you've never seen the person around your neighborhood before, or out-of-state plates or something like that, that would give you a clue that they're not from the neighborhood and that something suspicious is probably going on.
So what happens if you say you answer the door and something, I've done it before where a magazine salesperson has come to the door, and there's a couple of them, I'm home alone, in the middle of the city, but yet it seems suspicious, but somehow I start talking to them and sharing information. I mean, at what point, what should you do if you find yourself in that situation?
Well, I try to keep the conversation outside of your house and not invite them in, obviously, but if you do happen to invite them in, I'd keep them in an area close to the door, and maybe close to your cell phone or your phone area. If something does start to, you get uncomfortable, then probably ask them to leave, and obviously if they don't leave at that point, you probably want to make a call to the sheriff's office on 911 and let them know what's going on.
Okay. All right. Kathy Wen is with the Becker County Sheriff's Department. She investigates crimes, and she also speaks to, on occasion, used to do a lot of speaking on crime prevention and what you can do maybe to feel more secure in your house, maybe to deter burglars or theft in your home. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear more on that. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here with Deputy Kathy Wen from the Becker County Sheriff's Office, talking about security, talking about some instances where people find themselves in a scenario where maybe a stranger comes to the door, seems very strange, asking some strange questions, or maybe you're not home and you come home and maybe you see something is a little off, maybe somebody's tried to break in. Kathy, tell us a little bit about what people can do to maybe deter things like this from happening.
Well, a lot of times during the day that people are actually home, they'll be out in their backyard. Actually keep your front door locked when you're out in your backyard. Your garage doors shut. If you have your garage doors wide open, people can see that there's valuables inside of there. So you want to keep those things shut. And also, if you're leaving and you're not going to be home, you're going on vacation or whatever, you want to maybe stop your mail at the post office. Also, don't leave outgoing bills in your mailbox, because people can get your identity through your bills and stuff like that. There's also, we've had a couple people that have actually worked well. They have actually put game cameras inside of their home, and in one instance, we had a burglary that was solved because of the game camera pictures. And most people can't afford an expensive monitoring system, an alarm system. So if you point the game cameras towards your exits and entrances area, when they use the door at some point in the burglary, but that's an inexpensive way to protect your house. Also, there's driveway alerts now that are pretty inexpensive. I don't want to give a specific business or anything, but the places that sell electronic equipment, you can get those there. I'm not sure what the other like retail stores have, but you can do that. And just keep your bushes and shrubbery trimmed down, so people can't be hiding behind those, so people are able to see, and basically talk to your neighbors. And you want to get together and let them know, hey, I'm going to be gone. Can you watch my place? If you see anybody over here, if you see any cars other than these ones, it's not okay. And obviously, they can call into the sheriff's office and report that too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now you also at the sheriff's office, you also have is it a neighborhood watch or crime? It's mostly for if a theft or burglary occurs, if your stuff is stolen, you can track, with special numbers.
Yes, we have. It's called Operation ID, and I actually have a bag of stuff here that you can get. You have to come into the sheriff's office to get this, and speak with our secretaries there. They'll give you a specific number that you can put on all of your items. Paintings, guns, televisions, VCRs, DVD players, anything of value to you, you can put this number on, and if it gets stolen and turns up in California or wherever, they can run the number and it'll come back to you, and they will notify Becker County that the property was stolen from Becker County. Make sure to come into our office to get these, though. They will not give you them over the phone.
All right. Kathy Wen from the Becker County Sheriff's Office, my guest today on Hometown Happenings. Some very good information. We're not living in Mayberry anymore, but some good tips, in case to feel more secure where you're at and to kind of deter anything from happening. And again, if you have any questions, I'm sure Kathy would be willing to answer those.
Give us a call, 847-2661 at the Becker County Sheriff's Office.
All right. For Hometown Happenings with Kathy Wen, I'm Carol McCarthy.